Hi everyone and welcome to our session on data security in generative AI and why it matters. Did you know that IBM's 2023 cost of a data breach report found the average breach costs $4.45 million with AI related attacks on the rise? Protecting data is critical, especially for generative AI, which relies on huge datasets to learn patterns and produce new content. In today's video, we will explore types of data used in AI like public versus proprietary data assets and explain sensitivity levels so you can keep your generative AI systems secure. Let's jump in. Why data matters in Gen AI. Generative AI models such as generative adversarial networks or transformer based models like GPT heavily depend on the quality and quantity of data they are trained on. Think of data as the fuel that powers the entire AI engine. Model performance. More diverse, high quality data typically leads to more accurate and robust models. Security risks. If the data is compromised or includes sensitive information, attackers or leaks can expose personal or business secrets. Ethical and legal concerns. Misuse of private data can lead to non-compliance with laws like GDPR or CCPA, possibly resulting in hefty fines and reputational damage. With that in mind, let's look at the two major categories of AI training data and what you need to know about them. We have public data sets. So first we have public data sets like ImageNet CIFAR 10 or open text corpora from sources like Wikipedia. These are often freely available on the internet and used extensively in academic and open source AI research. The advantages are wide accessibility, anyone can download and experiment with them. Lower cost, typically free or low cost, which is great for startups or individual researchers. And community support, so popular datasets are well documented with established benchmarks. But what about the risks and considerations? Licensing issues. Even though it's public, you must ensure you comply with the datasets license, example CC BY, MIT, etc. Quality and bias. Public data might be biased, incomplete, or contain inappropriate content. And this can lead to model biases or unexpected outputs. And privacy concerns. Some public data might still contain sensitive info or personal identifiers if not properly anonymized. For instance, a generative model trained on a large public text corpus might accidentally reproduce personal details if those details made it into the data set, raising privacy concerns and potential legal complications. This is public data sets. On the other hand, proprietary data sets are privately owned, often by a company, government agency, or research institution. Think of internal user data, transaction records, or unique image video archives. The advantages: you have exclusive insights. Proprietary data can give you a competitive edge. Nobody else has that exact data. Better customization. Your training dataset can be tailored precisely to your use case, leading to more relevant and accurate AI models. And quality control. You can ensure data is validated, clean, and ethically sourced. The risks and considerations here: security and compliance. Handling data with personal or business sensitive info requires strict access controls and encryption. Higher cost. Gathering or purchasing proprietary data sets can be expensive in time, money, or effort. And insider threats. Internal employees might inadvertently or maliciously leak proprietary data, leading to intellectual property theft. For example, a financial institution might have a proprietary dataset of transaction histories. If a generative model is trained on these records, a breach could reveal confidential client data or even pave the way for fraud. Moving on to sensitive levels of data. PII. PII stands for Personally Identifiable Information, which includes data points like full name, social security numbers, email, phone number, or biometric record. When training AI, why it's risky. Exposing PII can lead to identity theft, phishing attacks, or regulatory fines under laws like GDPR in the EU or CCPA in California. How do you protect it? By anonymization or pseudonymization. Strip out names and addresses, replacing them with unique codes. Encryption, store and transmit data in encrypted form. And role-based access control, limit who can view or download assets containing PII. So an interesting stat, Institute study found that about 63% of data breaches involve credentials or internal mishandling. This underscores the need for careful data governance when dealing with PII. Confidential business data includes trade secrets, internal financial records, customer lists, or other info that gives an organization a competitive edge. In the context of generative AI, why it's valuable? Attackers or competitors can replicate your business model, analyze strategic insights, or sabotage your brand if they access this data. How about protecting business data? You can do it by network segmentation. Keep sensitive AI training environments separate from publicly accessible systems. Use multi-factor authentication for employees and partners accessing these datasets. And watermarking and logging is by tagging your proprietary data so you can track or trace leaks and maintain an audit trail of who accessed or modified it. For an example, a manufacturing giant might use a proprietary dataset of product designs to train a generative model for predictive maintenance. Now, if that data leaks, competitors gain insight into the company's product line and manufacturing processes, a major blow to competitiveness. So, to manage these data types securely, you can follow these 5 steps. You classify your data. Separate the info into tiers: public, internal, confidential, and highly confidential. Apply access controls. Only those who truly need to see proprietary or PII data should have the access. Use role-based permissions. Use encryption and anonymization. Encrypt data at rest and in transit. Remove or mask identifying features wherever possible. 4th is monitor usage. Keep logs of who accessed the data and when. Look out for unusual spikes in activity or downloads. And regular audits and compliance checks. Ensure compliance with relevant privacy laws. Conduct periodic reviews to confirm data is stored, processed, and retired properly. Taking a proactive stance at each step helps prevent data misuse and secures your organization against fines and reputation damage. For those looking to dive deeper, have a look at these resources: NIST special publications that covers data classification and security controls, ISO 27001 International Standard for Information Security Management, official GDPR portal offers details on compliance for European user data, and open source tools, libraries like Faker or Synthetic Data Vault can help generate synthetic data, reducing reliance on real sensitive data. Staying informed is half the battle in data security. So, and that's our introduction to data security in generative AI, focusing on public versus proprietary data sets, sensitive levels like PII, and confidential business data. Remember, carefully evaluate which dataset types you are using. Apply robust security measures for encryption to role-based access. Follow best practices in compliance and monitoring to avoid costly breaches. And that's all. Should you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the Q&A section and I would be happy to help.